Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Lila if you don't already know, and if you haven't been to my channel before, make sure to check it out because there are a lot of other videos on there, all mama related. Today is a requested video on cloth nappies. In this video I'm going to cover some statistics about cloth nappying, how it can benefit you financially, it can benefit your baby, it can benefit the environment. I'll be talking about my routine and how I use them, how I got mine, which ones I use, and then I'm going to go on to giving you my top tips. Stay to the end guys to hear them top tips, and I hope you enjoy this video. So as you can see, there's a lot of ways that you can benefit from using cloth nappies. So it doesn't just benefit you, but it benefits the environment as well. So how we've benefited from it is we've saved so much money not having to buy disposables every week. Since she was around 3 months old we switched. We've never had a serious nappy rash, and since switching to cloth nappies we've never had any poo explosions. One of the most amazing things about cloth nappying is that the majority of them have this popper system. You can edit the nappy to fit as small as a newborn and all the way up. That same nappy can edit, you change the size of it and it fits all the way up to the age where you're potty training them. So you're gonna have this nappy the whole way through. I think the figures show it themselves really. There's less nappies going to landfill, less production of disposable nappies. Like I said, we didn't switch onto them until Lovella was around 3 months, mainly because we didn't really have that much information on them. And so when the baby was born, I did start researching them, and it just made complete sense for us as a family. It maybe doesn't make sense for everybody out there. Well, you want to come up? But for us, we just felt it was the best thing to do. So I got myself on a Facebook buy and sell group, and there's a lot of people selling their like whole stashes that they've had for either 1, 2, however many children, and I just feel like that was the best way for us to get them, because you just got so many for a really good price. And I know a lot of people maybe feel funny about getting secondhand, and so would maybe want to buy new, and that's awesome as well. The reason I got a bundle secondhand was so that, because there were so many brands within that bundle, I was able to try and see which ones I liked, which ones fit the baby best, which ones worked best for us really. If you are going to buy secondhand, it's really important to, when you get the nappies, to strip them. Any bacteria that might be in there, any buildup of yeast, just because it's coming from another child. And the people who they're coming from probably have washed them and potentially will strip them, but just for your own peace of mind, it's good to strip them anyway, and that means, you know, they're literally like, they're completely fresh, as if they were brand new, so ready to go straight on your baby's bum. If you'd like to see another video on how to strip secondhand nappies, pop it in the comments below and I'll be happy to make a little video on how we strip ours. Okay, so how many nappies do you need? Let's just say a baby goes through around 10 nappies a day, 12 maybe if it's a newborn. So you want that many per day. So it all depends on how often you want to be doing a wash. We do a wash every other day, that works for us. You might want to do a wash every day. In that case you would only need like 10 to 15, because you'd need some while they were washing and drying. I got a massive bundle that was off a lady who was napping 2 children at the same time, so it was a huge bundle, way more than I needed, but at least I've got backup in the cupboard. But the amount that we use collectively is around 24, and that gets us through doing every other day, and then you've got nappies there for when they're washing, that load is washing and drying. So say you wanted to wash on the 3rd day, you'd maybe want about 30. So it all depends on how often you think you're going to want to do a wash. What's really good about cloth nappying is, let's just say you changed the nappy and there was a poo in it, you can just take that liner out and replace the liner instead of the whole actual nappy, which is really, I find that really handy, because then you're not going through as many nappies. How do we get rid of a poo? So obviously there's different poo at different stages, but if it was a newborn poo, which is really, this is too much information, I know, but you are watching a video on cloth nappies, guys. So if it was a newborn poo, they're obviously really, really runny. That all just goes straight in the wash. When people think about it, like, ew, that's disgusting, like putting a pooey nappy in the washing machine, compare it to this. Say you had a little boy that goes to football practice every weekend. You put their dirty kit in the wash, don't you? And all that mud, it comes off through a rinse and then a wash. So if you think of it like that, a washing machine with a rinse function is able to deal with getting rid of waste. So with a newborn and the runny poop, that goes straight in the washing machine because it's just like liquid anyway. When they're starting to wean, the poo is very, very tacky and disgusting and gross. If you've had a baby, you'll know that that is an awful stage of poop. I'm going to talk about my top tip on how to deal with that in a moment. And with normal poop, we call it a floppable in this house. So with a normal poop after the weaning stage, so from about, I don't know, about 7, 8 months on, maybe 8 months onwards, when the bellies have settled. You dropped it, darling. Oh. We change their bum, take the nappy to the toilet, and just flop the plop down. And flush it, just like what a toilet is for. So let's just say we've got a floppable poo that's not floppable anymore because baby has sat in it and it is now squished. All I do is I hold the liner under the flush, you know, where the water's like streaming down at the back of the toilet. So it's a bit like a shower head, I suppose. If you lived in a different country where you have them little shower, them little, what do you want back up? Them little shower things by the toilet, they'd be fabulous. But in the UK, we don't really have them. So I just hold it under the flush and it just comes off, a bit like a shower head. So that's how we dispose of the ackiness. What is our cloth napping routine? Once you get into the routine of doing it, it really isn't a chore. It just becomes part of your normal daily life. Every other day on the evening, and then they're ready for the following day. Lovella, now she's 1 year old, probably goes through about about 8 nappies in total a day. I think that would be including the bedtime one. So once we've got rid of the poo, we keep our nappies in a bin in the bathroom, just like a pail, and then there's never any smell coming out of it. You just get one with a nice seal, a nice tight seal on it, and they get chucked in the washing machine on every other day. They get put on a rinse first, and then we put them on your normal wash, but just make sure that it's 30 degrees if you've got the nappy covers in there as well. And that's it. With your detergent and your conditioner, obviously you want to use something that's pretty gentle, and then when they come out you just dry them. Simples. When it comes to the clean, dry nappies after you've washed them, some people will just put them all in a drawer or a basket or whatever, but I actually like to make mine up ready. So again, that's just all each to your own. Just see what works best for you. I like them already made up so that they're ready to go for the day, and you don't, that's one less job to think about. Plus they just look all pretty when they're all done. So I am thinking of doing another video, guys, on taking you along with my day in terms of the cloth nappy and show you my routine throughout a day. Let me know if you'd like to see that. And now on to my top tips for cloth nappying. So my first tip was to buy secondhand. I just think if you can get your head around it, that you can strip them and they will be as fresh as if they were brand new, then I really think it's so beneficial to buy them secondhand. You're going to get more for your money and you're doing double good for the environment. Oh, teapot. Is this your teapot? Pour me a cup of tea. Me mummy cup of tea. Tip number 2 is if you are doing pocket nappies on a night time, what works really well for us is stuffing two inserts into that cloth nappy, and it lasts you all through the night. If you've got a baby, fingers crossed, that doesn't poo in the night like we do, then you will make it through the night with a nice bamboo liner as well, so it's soft and keeps baby's bum completely dry through the night. It just protects the nappy from leaking. Yeah. My third tip, so we're jumping back to when I was talking about how we dispose of poo. Are you talking? Yeah. When you get to the weaning stage and it's tacky like peanut butter poo, I recommend using the biodegradable liners, so you can actually just flop that into the toilet, and it's flushable until you get to the more floppable stage of poo. You can buy them rolls online. I think I've seen them in Mothercare as well if you're in the UK. But anyway, I'll probably do them Amazon. Just make sure they are the biodegradable ones. My fourth tip is to have extra liners. Like I said earlier, it allows you to just change a liner if there's a poo and the nappy is pretty fresh, so that you don't have to change the entire nappy. That's worked really well for us. My next tip is don't put your nappy covers directly onto a radiator, because there is a laminate lining on the inside of the cover, which is what makes it waterproof. That if you put it on a radiator, it's going to damage that laminate and actually make your nappy less effective. So yeah, just don't put them directly on. Use one of them things that sticks out, or an air dryer, or they dry really quickly because of the fabric that they are. Whee! Who's that? Who is that? Dada. It's a baba! And the majority of them covers can only be washed at 30 maximum, I think. So my final tip would be, don't forget to strip your nappies every so often. I think I mentioned earlier, but it just helps to kill all of the bacteria and any yeast buildup. Gives them a nice refresh. My favourite thing about cloth nappies is that feeling when they're all hanging up to dry and you just think, God, that would have been another packet of nappies. And there's mine, and it's free. Just see it, when you're getting them, it feels like, oh, this is expensive because you're buying them all in one go at the very beginning. But you've just got to see it as it's an investment in your baby and yourselves. If you're going to have another child as well, oh my gosh, it is so worth it. Done. Good girl. So I really hope that this video was helpful. Like I said, I was thinking of doing a video on how we strip our nappies, and another video on taking you along with us to see our daily routine in terms of how we cloth nappy, how we wash. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that. You're gonna come and say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Oh, she blew a kiss. Good girl. Good girl. See you later, guys.